Everyone, it's Dan Cumberland, changing up a little bit. Today we're here to answer questions in a variety of hot wings, hot one style. Like that, I'm going to add a link to the hot ones and where you can find all these lovely sauces on all the comments. Today, I'm very fortunate to be joined by my friend Stephanie Lawrence Evans from the Evans Legacy Group. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Then Stephanie does have a slight medical condition.
Yes, I got a baby in my belly.
Baby in the belly. Jake
Yeah.
eating her rings. They also brought along our good friend Jared, who you can see half his face. There we go. There we go. He's just like this the whole time.
There you go.
So again, I'm going to ask this question because just so everyone knows, I forgot to hit record the first time. It is recording now. I double checked. In the current climate, how is real estate for Evans Legacy Group?
Darling, you answered last time.
Well, I figured since I answered the first time, you would answer the second one. But no, honestly, real estate, we've been very fortunate to have our funnel full, like my dad said. I think that since interest rates are relatively low and it's keeping the demand high, supply is a little bit low. So if you have a house that's priced well and in good condition, it's going fast. Especially those lower.
A neighbor of my parents, they had their house on the market 4 days, and each day they had a separate offer. All full price or higher. Yeah,
I mean, we're seeing a competitive market, honestly. I mean, multiple offers. If it's priced well and it looks good, it's gone.
I mean,
it's
gone.
The reality is we're still getting phone calls for people wanting to buy houses now.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily so much about the COVID, it's about the necessity to need to move. So that's actually been quite.
Yeah, I mean, people buy houses in the
market with a December inventory.
So if you have a house you're thinking about selling, should you wait?
No. You should call us now.
I like it.
240-720-90.
Okay, we're going to start off with our first wing today, which is going to be awesome. So this is the classic. The classic is actually about the same Scoville levels as a Tabasco sauce. So between 1,800 to 2,000. That's the first one we're going to try. Now don't skimp out. Get in there and eat some of this stuff. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm definitely going to toss a little bit more on mine. There we go.
It's a Tabasco level.
Tabasco.
Oh, wait.
And watch out, the
Maggie,
dog's
you
going to
don't
eat it
want
all.
this.
Should we introduce Maggie?
Guys, go down. Let's go.
All right, go. How was it? Jesus, Dad, it's not like a speed race.
Kind of mild.
The less time it's in his mouth, the faster better he is.
Maggie really wants one.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Kind of mild.
It's got some flavor.
Yeah. That's that
It's like Tabasco.
Maggie said it tastes exactly like Tabasco.
Just it has that Tabasco taste. I think it's a little more flavor than Tabasco. Tabasco tastes a little watered down.
That's good, though. That's very good.
Got a sauciness to it that Tabasco doesn't have.
Right.
What do you think, Jared?
Now.
It was good. Who makes this one?
The hot ones.
So the only one of these that isn't done by the hot ones is the third one. All these the rest of them are done by the hot ones. I'm gonna throw my wings down. Okay.
4 are the hot ones.
Actually, I was telling my stepbrother about this yesterday, and he was like, dude, there's a company called The Hot Ones that doesn't. As soon as you said The Hot Ones, I was like, whoop.
That's exactly what we're doing here.
Yes, sir.
It's definitely a wing you want to eat watching the ball game. You can have, 8 or 9 of these, no problem, and watching a ball game easily.
I think if it'd be like Tabasco. Yeah, if you eat enough of them, it'll catch up to you, but it's gonna take a while.
All right, your palate ready?
My palate is ready. All right, guys, let's keep going with some questions over here. Okay, Lawrence, how long have you been in the real estate industry?
32 years.
32 years. Stephanie, how long have you been in the real estate industry?
Almost 5.
So you guys are talking about 37 years of experience in the market, understanding people.
Yes.
Where now you guys are experts across the board, but what area do you know? You're like, if you're in this area, for the love of God, don't call anyone else. I know it.
Germantown.
Germantown, Maryland.
Why?
I mean, born and raised.
Back of
Thank
my
you.
hand.
Yeah. Hey, Seneca Valley.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Boy, give me a second. I got something for that.
Okay.
Uh-oh. You about to come in with a screaming eagle?
Yeah, he invited the mascot.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
SENECAVALLEY.
So,
That's right.
sorry, I had to jump in there with a little Seneca Valley background there. So, 32 years, 5 years, Germantown's your place that you guys have known and loved forever. That is your go-to. With that being said, where else outside of that? I know Stephanie's great in Frederick.
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot in Frederick. I live in Mount Airy, Carroll County side, so I'm out in Carroll County too. I mean, I'm young, so I don't say no to anywhere. You know, if it's in the state of Maryland, I'm game.
Hey.
You know?
But is there a difference in the markets?
Yes,
Oh, complete difference.
100%.
What
I mean,
are the differences
obviously,
in the
the
markets
more
between
cit-
Germantown and Frederick?
And everything in between.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is a higher priced property in Frederick County, it's going to take longer, obviously, because of the location aspect, than a higher priced property in Montgomery. It's closer to the, the workforce.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's proof of the pudding. And then you have certain city taxes in Frederick that hurt certain properties. The low prices in Frederick are just jumping off the shelves.
Yeah.
Just jumping.
What's considered a low price?
I mean,
Low
It's
price
not-
would be 300, 350.
Okay.
yeah, anything in that price range below 350 goes, and it's multiple off if it's in good condition
Of
or
course.
priced
Move
appropriately.
in ready.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a market that speaks to us. So
What is it
if you're
saying?
sitting on what?
What is it saying?
What is it saying? Yeah, no, I mean, if you're sitting on the market in this kind of situation, then you're either priced too high or the conditions lacking, and it's just not speaking for the price that you're asking.
That's
So,
fair.
hence, price too high.
So if you have a house that's move-in ready, it's going to fly off the shelf.
Oh yeah,
So
especially
if you
at that price point. I mean, I'm telling you, I've had a few buyers in Frederick County, Frederick City, actually, in that like 300 price range, and every single time that we've gone in, there's been at least 4 offers.
No, okay, but you know what? We need another wing. Let's
Yes.
keep going. There's a second.
Let's do it.
We're going to do another wing. Let's not forget about why we're
Uh-oh.
here. Okay.
Los Calientes.
Los Calientes. This is also done by the Hot Ones. I got a little Scoville level update here on this one. This goes from right around 1,800 Scoville up to 36,000. So it's
What
a
does
good
that
jump.
compare to in your eyes?
We're about to find out because I never had it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're about now eat the whole wing. Don't, Lawrence. I
Oh
see
no,
you.
no, I'm not gonna flake on you, Dan.
Don't
I
throw it
promise
over the
you.
deck,
I promise
JK.
you got a Redskins gnome. I'm all in.
Let's go. It's got good smoke to it. It's got a little smoke in there.
That's what I was gonna say, yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
The smoke, it's got a great smoke taste. Woo! Hits the back of the
good.
throat though. Uh-oh.
Throw back some White
Got a
Claw.
little back of the throat action going on here.
What she
That's
said.
really good. I like
Got
that
some
one.
kick. Hi, Ellen.
Yeah, that's
like
a
that
lot.
one.
That's a lot better than the first one.
When do we get to the torture part of this?
No. I'm like, really, darling? Right.
Why do you want me to? You want me to throw?
Stephanie,
Where you wanna be?
Stephanie, you're gonna go through the torture in a couple of months. Don't worry about it.
I know.
Hey, that was really good.
That's pretty
That was
I
really
like that
good.
one.
That's a real good wing.
I
So,
can eat that
yeah.
one.
Mhm.
Wait, we're gonna do another wing right now, back to back.
no. I'm just gonna go over. So this is the Los Calientes. This is the original. There's 2 versions. This is the original version.
Okay.
You're my
Highly
stepson.
recommend it.
Very good.
Oh yeah. These
The
are the ones we
smoke
gotta worry
taste.
about.
It,
I
it
like
was
that
definitely the smoke taste.
Yeah,
Which
that's
one, the
what
last
came in,
stab?
like, it's actually creeping up a little bit more now that I'm talking.
I know it hit the back of my throat a little bit.
Yeah.
My nose is gonna start sweating here in a second, Dan.
I know, just let it happen. So, as we're recovering from a little bit of burn, which is not bad, Now, Lawrence, I've known you since I started with Moyer and Sons along with Stephanie. You guys have been amazing to me, amazing to my company.
Oh, you've been amazing for us too.
But I do have a gripe.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Liverpool, really?
Seriously? Number one in the world, buddy.
Well, because the world shut down.
They weren't shut down last year when we won, so that's all good.
I'm just saying, if you are going a 100-yard dash and you stop at the 50, it doesn't count. So just for transparency,
Sure.
I'm a
It's gonna be
Manchester
2
United
years
fan,
in a
and you
row,
all make fun of
man.
me for that.
Wait, who's your team?
Manchester United.
Oh, I feel bad for you.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, I feel so horrible about that.
Man, you.
Oh my God.
Official membership.
I mean, you could have said Chelsea or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's all about.
Yeah, bring it on. Go ahead. I can get my jerseys and wear those too.
Oh,
I
I
put
can
a
get my
football
jersey
helmet on.
too.
I
So-
think half of Lawrence's Christmas presents were Liverpool gear.
Well,
Absolutely.
that's because everyone knows he has a sense of humor. Okay, so now that we're kind of ingrained in this new world that began in February and March, have people changed what they're looking for in real estate?
I think that's going to be an inevitable. I think right now that really hasn't sunk in because the market hasn't really caught up to people's wants and needs.
Right.
But I think the reality is I think home office is going to be superbly or supremely important. I think a backyard is going to become
Outdoor space.
much more important than it was before. I think folks that were thinking where they were renting apartments right now will probably say, hey, honey, let's buy that starter townhouse or start a single family.
I think smart technology.
Absolutely. Technology, Wi-Fi, home business, all that type of stuff. No, not Man United memberships. That will change people's tastes and wants. Without a doubt.
Absolutely. Now, we had a big resurgence into the cities. That's awesome. Again, I can get my scarf, guys, too. Like I got it all. I got it 20 feet away.
You never walk alone with me, buddy.
When two people walk next to each other, that's impossible to walk alone.
6 feet. 6 feet.
Okay, I digress. So with all these changes and what people are looking for with the backyards and kind of exactly what you guys are doing right now, sitting on the deck. I personally have a deck. It's wonderful. And there's a lot of people who the last 10 years went from living in suburbs with backyards into more of like town center areas and cities. Do you see possibly in the next 2 to 3 years more of a resurgence back into the single family homes with yards? I'm not saying big yards or all up to farmland, but more of a resurgence into those single family homes than let's say a high priced townhouse.
I think if we got a resurgence or a COVID-21 or a COVID-22, then that could be something that would be necessary. But right now, I don't see it. I don't think that's going to change a Kentlands or a Crown or a Rio. I think folks just love the fact that the businesses are close to them, which actually is quite convenient
Yeah. The
in this type of
convenience
scenario, because you can walk there even with a mask. So not today. I don't think so. If it happens again, maybe. Who knows?
Well, hopefully we don't ever figure that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're bringing
The
up to the next
chapstick?
level. Oh, it's
Are we
time.
really
Is that like a
Level
trick
three right
that we're
now,
supposed
Dave?
to know about? Chapstick?
Because I don't want to burn the hell out of my lips.
They were all just chugging Pepto before we got on here.
Bunch of wimps.
Who's that?
Babe, we were.
Hey.
Hey, what's
Oh.
Okay, it was just JK. I didn't want to single him out.
The Phantom voice talking smack, I like that. He comes, he's like, technology.
Yeah,
Wimps.
yeah. The computer guy.
The computer guy.
I googled what to do to make it less hot.
You did.
Yeah, the answer is pray.
Yeah,
So
I'm not. Yeah.
this is the third wing and the third sauce. So going down the line, this was going to be what's called, this is the only one not done by Hot Ones. This is the Pepper North. It's called Stargazer. This one we hop up from 36,000. Stargazer, yes. 36,000 on the Scoville level. This one hops us all up to 118,000.
Whoa!
can smell it.
So I put a little
Oh, yeah.
extra on mine here, so I'm going to really enjoy this. So let's go. Oh, so much flavor. It really does have a lot of flavor.
It's hot.
Good though.
You
JK?
can certainly taste the pepper in this one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
One more bite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's good though.
I guess he's starting off a good tailgate party with
It's
this.
like
Really
that
good.
one got JK pretty good, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
I feel that all over my tongue right now, and I know it's going to get worse.
Woo!
That's a good one.
I like it.
That is a
Thumbs
hot
up.
sauce.
Thumbs up.
That one is a lot of pepper. A lot of pepper, a dash of smoke, and it is getting hotter and hotter in my mouth as I talk.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can do it, buddy. Come on, stay in there.
Oh.
I'm a hang. I'm a hang.
Woo!
Woo!
Your ears are
Yeah.
getting a little red.
Yeah, my whole face is red. Holy. Holy chameleon.
All their eyes are a little watery right now.
Yeah, that one was good.
Wow, Dan.
Wake you up a little bit.
That's a
Yeah.
burger.
That's a good one.
Okay.
You said we're allowed to cuss?
Yeah, go ahead.
Before that.
Oh, that one's bad.
That's
PG.
what I was thinking
PG.
about doing.
Fudge.
Uh-uh.
Frankie, hey, nice. That's
You see?
Okay, we kind of. Oh yeah, I'm sweating right now.
Yo. What is this?
Okay, so let me keep going.
Yeah, I'll
Oh.
take some milk.
This last one's gonna be the death of us. Hold on.
Bread. That's what I need.
I'm
Bread.
still feeling that one.
That's a good one.
They say chocolate.
I am dying.
Yeah, the chocolate reaper. Now that we've kind of, what do you guys see as being the new normal in real estate over the next 5 years?
I think there's going to be a new normal across the board, not just in real estate, but when it comes to like showings and cleanliness, I think that there's some safety guidelines that we've put in for showings because of COVID that I think should actually be across the board, just normal. Like hand sanitizer, I think should be provided, when listing agents should probably just have that out along with the booties, What else?
I think a couple of new normals. One is that we're going to be showing less houses to potential customers. They're going to be folks that are pre-approved up front. They're not going to be tire kickers or brick kickers in this case. The other thing I think on the seller's side is that they may look at ways to fumigate their properties in advance.
Okay.
To enable them to be potentially, give peace of mind to the buyer walking through that this place is being disinfected top to bottom. And then maybe pre-settlements, another one of those processes happening before they take occupancy. That could be the new norm. I don't know yet, but my gut tells me that that's down the road. Just like we do radon tests
Okay.
or lead-based paint tests, those type of things.
Yeah. I mean, you're seeing nowadays, you're actually, the listing agent is sending to the buyer agent a request for the pre-approval from the buyer before even showing. And I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, it doesn't waste it doesn't waste the homeowner's time either. Like the people that are seeing your house, they have now provided proof that they can afford to purchase the house. So it's not wasting a showing, and when you're living in the house, you're gathering your stuff and you're leaving for hours at a time, and so I think that's just a step I think it's pretty smart.
What do you think about the technology aspect with regards to taking people's temperatures? You're seeing it everywhere, people going into offices. You think they'll improve on that technology?
No.
I think they will. I think they'll make that a little bit easier to follow. I think the guidelines will become a normal thing. Like right now, if someone has to take my temperature, I'd be thrown off by that.
Yeah,
I'd be confused by it. But now it's something that, someone's like, I got to take your temperature. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
It definitely becomes something that's normal. Wearing masks in people's houses, you know, even if there's not a coronavirus going on, you may be asked people to wear masks because if they're sick, you don't want your family to get sick, even if it's just like a cold.
Right.
Right.
Right. It's understandable. You know, we don't all live in large single family housing. So, you know, some folks that might be living in a 2-bedroom condo with, you know, 30 potential consumer or customers coming through the house. I mean, the odds are somebody's got a cold.
Yeah.
Or something. Right?
Yeah. And again, you'd be happy to have someone wearing a mask if you know they could be sick.
Right. Right.
All right, guys, let's keep it going.
Extra tabs. I
see JK dying over there, so I don't want to get him before he falls apart. So the last one we're going to do, Hot Ones, is called The Last Dab.
I might leave the camera after this.
It's okay. Do whatever you have to do. Per tradition, get the bottle out. If you guys have the bottle.
Where's the bottle? Can you grab me the last dab bottle?
I'll wait for you guys. So per tradition, take the bottle, shake it up.
Okay.
Then everyone gets a little teeny tiny dab and adds it to their wing.
Oh, I already dabbed these, and there's a little bit more than a teeny tiny dab.
Everybody gets a little bit and dabs it on their wing.
That's all the rules here.
All right.
Well, pass us a chicken wing, darling.
No, Steph, you do the dabs. Let Steph do the dabs.
It comes out like a chunk. It's a thick pepper, whatever it is.
Now, as we're doing the last dab, and we're following traditions of adding a little bit to each one. Lawrence, I saw that. Add a little more. Don't pretend.
I've got a whole huge dab on this bloody thing.
Mine's about the size of a quarter.
Don't let it spill for me.
Oh, it's all over my fingers. Looks like
So,
curry.
Scoville level from Stargazer was 118,000.
Okay, what is this one?
I'm nervous.
A little over 2 million. This is why we do it. This is why we have some fun. So, guys, cheers.
Are the questions done?
This is all that.
Because then
No,
I'm
let's
just
see
going to
what-
be the only one
I'm going to ask
talking.
more questions, but let's see if we can get through this part.
Ready?
Bottoms up, guys. Bottoms up.
Bottoms up. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm so scared for you guys. I have to sleep next to him.
Not tonight, you don't.
Good.
All right, well, hang on.
I swallowed as fast as I could. I didn't even want anything. I didn't want.
It's got flavor. Oh, here it comes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Just hit my throat.
Oh, it's oh my gosh. It's like an ambush.
There it goes.
Oh, fuck.
Bleep,
Sorry.
beep, beep.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's not good.
No,
Oh!
It's a great idea, Dan.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
I'm good.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's just waiting. It's just waiting. So,
Oh!
there it is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. All I can get.
Oh, my lips is all. Oh, guys. Also, if you have any sauces on your hands, don't touch your eyes.
Don't touch your face.
Oh, get that paper
Oh.
bag on there.
Oh, dear
Oh
Lord.
my gosh. CJ hurts.
Whoa.
That's what we need for COVID-19 to get people to stop touching their faces. Just throw
Oh,
it down.
okay.
Right?
We've just finished the dab.
Whoa.
We've done 4 amazing sauces. Which one were your guys' favorite so far?
Los Calientes.
I actually like the middle two, 2 and 3.
I'm leaving camera. You lost me.
I really like 2 because I think 2 is an everyday type of hot
Yeah.
sauce. One could deal with that. I like Stargazer, but I think you're limited to maybe 3, potentially 4 with Stargazer per person. But I love the taste.
Oh, yeah. Stargazer was
My
great.
tongue is on fire, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I can barely feel my mouth.
It's a good heat. It's a dry heat.
I need more to you.
I was a quarter-sized dab on mine already.
Okay. Before we end all this, Lawrence, Stephanie, is there anything you guys personally want to add or talk about with Evans Legacy Group?
Yeah, the market is hot. No, go ahead, Steph.
No, I mean, yeah, the market is hot, but no, we're here for all your real estate needs. You know, any advice
Actually,
even.
no, I think I'll have
Especially
one.
a lot of people my age, I've actually talked to a lot of people that are contemplating the rent versus buy scenario.
Yeah.
And since interest rates are so low right now, I think it's definitely smart to speak with a loan officer and at least run over those numbers. And I think more times than not, your mortgage payment is going to be less than your rent. So if you can get approved for a mortgage right now, I think game on.
Well, that
I
being
would
said-
also say if you're thinking about making a move, other than obviously using Evans Legacy Group, you should use Moyer and Sons as your moving company. You guys have done a great
There you
job.
go. Yeah,
I agree.
actually,
Thank
Moyer
you.
and Sons moved me
Look at this and not laugh.
just a couple months ago. And they came, I mean, ready,
Just
COVID ready.
like a
Masks,
week and a half
gloves.
ago.
Yeah, it was like recent. I mean, ish. They
Ugh.
moved.
My lips are on fire.
I
Woo.
was
Now,
watching you. Is it just still going? It just keeps going?
It's going. How long does this take to get out of your mouth?
I don't know, but so Stephanie, going off of what you said, if you're somebody who's contemplating buying a house, whether you're a first-time home buyer or you've bought many houses, and they don't have a loan officer to talk to or a program to go through, can they contact you for some information to go forward?
Yes. Yeah.
That was hard to
No,
get through.
I can be your all-in resource for anything real estate. I can point you in the right direction, whether it's movers, insurance, obviously loan officers. And then if you just want to pick our brain, you know, if your neighbor's house is on the market and you want some information on it, you know,
Absolutely.
bounce, we're available.
So I bought all these things through Hedonist. If you guys are looking for hot sauce needs, I'll put that information down below. Of course, guys, don't get off the call after this. I'm going to stop recording in just a second. But I will say thank you to the Evans Legacy Group. As I try to get through talking right now, my lips can barely move. If you want anyone to talk to about specifically real estate or the process of real estate, of course, in the Frederick, Germantown, Gettysburg area, please contact the Evans Legacy Group. But they also do all of Maryland. Thank you guys so
Yes.
much.
Yeah, thank you, Dan.